Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to the briefing on Tuesday, the 7th of March. Oh, it's a bit nippy out there. And it's still here at Lasham, sort of sleeting, snowing. The temperature's not quite cold enough for it to really be snowing properly. Sort of like a bit of wet sleet, really. Essentially, we're still sat under this cold front you can see here. This is the midnight chart. It's painted on there as just to the north of us, and then move it forward 12 hours. Not really gone very far. It's just sort of sat over the south coast, and I'll explain why that is in a second. You can see once this really does go through, you should be into a northerly, quite slack airflow direction, but cold. Look at where that air's come from, all the way down from the Arctic. It's a very cold wind direction, but fortunately not strong. And then over the next couple of days, again, it's very, very mixed picture. That's changed quite dramatically from what we thought yesterday. That front looks like it's going to be sat over us for the morning. And Thursday, the low pressure. So it's not quite the sort of picture of having blasting northerlies over us for the next week or so. It's changed slightly to a more unsettled picture for the next couple of days. So back to today, TAFs, fairly long from Farnborough. One of those ones that's covering all bases, I think is the best word for it. What they've got at the moment, scattered at 1,500 feet. Yeah, the sort of, there's low bits floating about, and the upper stuff is probably about 1,000 to 1,500 feet here. But it's quite thick, solid cloud with the front. And then the tempo bit, and they're going tempo for everything. As I say, that's hedging their bets because they don't really know what the timing is going to be. So all day potential for 5,000 meters rain and snow, broken at 800 feet, which is what we've got now. Another tempo, 1,400 meters snow and rain, broken at 400 feet, and a prob 30 all day, 4,000 meters showers and rain and snow, broken at 700 feet. So they ticked, they've ticked all the boxes for the rain, snow, and showers and everything in between. You normally tell when it's more than one line with a Farnborough TAF that they're having a guess at it, and it could be anything. I'll show you why I think they're sort of doing that now. When we look at the upper winds, you can see here, probably over us at the moment, or a bit further south, it's westerly, 270, 15 knots. As you move further north, as the front, you get to the north of the front, you're into a sort of northerly wind. But the interesting bit is the upper wind here, 280, 290, 90, 100 knots. There's a small upper jet stream just sat above this cold front, and that's really what's driving it along us. It's not coming through like a front would normally do, come across us and through. It's just a sort of waving front that's being driven along, and you can see that both on the sat pic. That's the direction of there's the front there, and its direction is more or less this way, and slowly creeping down over us. So whatever we're going to get is not coming at the moment from this direction. It's actually coming from the west northwest. You can see that's reasonably thick cloud there associated with that front. You can see the rain on it. It is slowly coming down this way, but we're actually getting this stuff here. So quite a bit to come yet for a few hours. It's not going to be this whooshes down from the north and clears us. It's a very slow clearance. Temperature wise, under the front it's about 2 degrees out there at the moment, and it will stay like that for a few hours, and then further to the north, definitely a bit cooler. Sort of 3 o'clock. It's, you can see the front is probably still over us, 2, 3, 4 degrees a clearance to the north, where it might be fractionally warmer out of the wind, but I think that's certainly a cold blast coming down from the north and over Scotland. It's still pretty cold. They're talking about -15 getting down to tonight. So Top Meteo paint a very slightly different picture on the frontal system. The weather here, they're showing the sort of front almost going through quite quickly. You play it forward another couple of hours, they're sort of saying by 12 o'clock there'll be sort of broken cumulus. And potentially sort of flyable. I don't know which one to go with, really. They're saying in the afternoon it should be all right. Hard to say. That one was done at 4 o'clock this morning. You quite often find when they do a sort of update later in the morning, it changes completely. So might be a chance of it clearing. I think it's just a matter of looking at the actual data as we go through in the next couple of hours. I think nothing will really change very much in the next 2 to 3 hours, at least by 11 o'clock, before we even see any real change. And tomorrow, this wasn't quite the picture we were looking at 24 hours ago. Overcast and low cloud in places. That's sort of 1,000-foot cloud. So yeah, very changeable this week. Thursday's now showing low cloud all day. So quite a different picture from a few days ago. Right, so not flyable out there at the moment, possibly later, but we'll keep an eye on the actual data. If we do go flying, I haven't seen any jet movements to speak of, but you never know, they might throw a light aircraft at us. Airspace wise, nothing going on in the Lasham area around here, and the only thing up and around here is they've no-tamed hang gliding off the northwesterly facing hills here, in the hope that it might clear. And that's really about it. There's just had a note, there's a crane on the south side by the porter cabins at Black Hanger Studios. I can't imagine it's going to be a massive crane, but something to be aware of. How we'll set up if we do go flying, I don't know yet. I'm not going to try and guess on that one, because I think it's sort of, my gut feeling, it's at very best 50-50 chance of flying. Okay, folks. More tea drinking if you're in the clubhouse, or if you've not decided to come in yet, stay at home and phone the office, find out what's happening a bit later.